Hey everyone, welcome to Keto and Crime and Thought Crime. Today I have kind of a personal video for you. I spoke about it over the weekend during both Ruby Ridge and Mary Winkler, but I thought I would just go ahead and record that for you. I'm in um, another part of the house, as you can see. My normal dining room was not available, so I'm coming to you from a kind of a parlor that's really never used. So I hope that's okay. Also, I forgot to bring my microphone and stuff in here, so I thought I'd just do this very casually. But anyway, um, as you can see by the title of this video, I'm questioning my decision to go to college originally because I got a letter. Now, first of all, let me tell you, I have all the coursework for a doctorate in education. I just never wrote the dissertation. And that the school that I went to, which was a for-profit university owned by a company that I actually work for, recently went out of business. So my educational specialist, which I took that coursework and kind of parlayed into, so that I would come away with something, is no longer like worth anything. So that money's down the drain. I'm trying to get student loan forgiveness for that. We'll see. Probably won't happen. Probably be paying that back the rest of my life. But now, my undergraduate college, which is a regular, nonprofit, private college that I got a scholarship to attend way back in the 90s, Judson College in Marion, Alabama. You can look it up. It's a great school, all girls school. I got a great education there. They have fell to the pandemic and they may be shutting down December 31st, 2020. So that leaves two out of the three colleges that I have attended that are no longer in existence. And this is not a uncommon thing. About 25% of colleges, especially the private ones, they suspect will close over the next 10 years. So they're certainly not going to be the last one. And so I'm left with only my master's degree, which came from a regular old public university that is still around as being valid. So I'm left questioning my whole decision to go to college. Was college a scam? Was it worth it for me to go to college? Bearing in mind that I've only used my actual degrees for about 5 years of my entire working life. And that's when I worked as a curriculum developer and instructor at the college level. I actually used all of my degrees. And that is the only time that I have used them. So do I consider the investment good? I came out of Judson owing $5,000 in student loans because my scholarships and working family help paid for most of it. And I paid those loans back long ago. My master's degree, I self-funded. I had one credit card that I charged up every semester with for books, tuition, and then I told myself that if I did not have that paid off by the time the next semester started, I would sit out a semester until it was paid off, then I would go back. And I managed to have it paid off every single semester by working two jobs. And so I came out of there owing nothing. And then I charged the hell out of my student loans for my doctorate, and those are the ones that are now kind of pointless. So, around $100,000 in student loans. Yeah, PhDs, unless you have a specific reason, not worth it. Unless you're already a college professor and want to get a raise, which is why I did it. I was a curriculum developer. It would have gotten me a huge raise, but then I got laid off before I finished the degree. So there you go. So was it a scam for me to go to college? I'm going to say overall, no. I do feel that having a degree has allowed me to get employment a lot easier than perhaps somebody without a degree. But as far as the doctorate, I think that was a total waste of money, and I'm going to be paying for that the rest of my life. As far as my undergraduate and my master's, I have used them, and if you look at my salary for that, I've more than, compensated for what I paid in that. But as far as my doctorate, big waste. But do I think college is a scam? It depends. If anybody is younger than 21 out there listening to me, or even if you're older and considering going to college, very much look at the industry that you hope to go into to determine whether or not college is for you. If I had it to do over, I would probably learn a trade. Honestly, I made the majority of my living cooking in restaurants over the years, except for my parlay into education and owning my own business. What I do, as far as now being self-employed, don't need a degree at all for it. Just need skills, and I have those skills. So I don't think I would go to a I don't think I would go to the 4-year university. I certainly wouldn't get a doctorate if I had it to do all over again. I would learn a trade, or I would just do it without. I know that the old adage is that college educated people earn so much more money over their lifetime, and I'm sure that's true, but you have to look at how much you paid for your education to determine if it was actually a good investment for you. So that's the thing. If you want to go into a career that actually requires college, I'm talking lawyer, doctor, nurse, lab technician, something like that, absolutely, it's definitely worth it. But if you're just going to college to get a degree and study, I don't think it's worth it. I think business, unless it's something like accounting or statistics, is totally worthless. If you want to go into business, start your own business. Just start it. Learn about it. There's plenty of free resources online where you can. Harvard and Princeton and Yale put their whole coursework, all their lectures online. You can just watch them. So the way to get the knowledge is out there. If you want to go into something like computer science or learn to be a coder, everything I've learned about coding, I learned from tutorials online. I took Udemy courses. I self-taught myself Python, at least some of it. I self-taught myself old HTML when that was still a thing. So the majority of what you can learn to really advance, you can learn on the job or free online. You don't need college. So many of the degrees out there, like I worked as a pharmacy technician when I was in college. This is before you had to have a degree to be a pharmacy technician, before you even had to have a license. You just had to have a pharmacist that was willing to stand over you and double check all of your prescriptions to make sure you did it correctly. And they did that. And now you have to have a degree for it. You now have to, they recommend a degree to become a chef, when really what you should just do is go out and get a job in a restaurant and learn. They've done away with all the old apprenticeship programs where you literally learn on the job. So what I would say to most people out there is make sure what you want to do actually requires a degree. And there's very few that do. Engineer, doctor, nurse, lab technician, EMT. You can also learn a lot of those jobs in the military as well and get certified there as well. So before you go into a huge amount of student loans, I'm Gen X, so we were kind of sold a bill of goods when it came to getting a degree. Any degree was fine as long as you had a degree, and we were kind of sold that. And I think millennials were too. And so Gen X is like one of the most indebted for student loans generations in the country. So I think we were sold a bill of goods. And if I had it to do all over again, no, I would not go to college the same way I went to college. I would just work. I would save some money. I would do some certifications, some courses. I could have gotten Microsoft certifications to get my foot in the door. Business, one $3,000 or $4,000 degree certificate to get myself in the door. There's lots of different certifications now. Couple companies like Alphabet, which is Google, Apple, uh, Amazon, Spotify, all the big ones, Facebook, they now hire people straight out of coding boot camp or even self-taught programmers, and they teach them because most of the time in the tech world, colleges are 10 years behind where they should be. Lots of colleges are 10 years behind. If you haven't realized, there's a whole bunch of elitism that goes along with colleges. And lots of times what they teach is very outdated. So you can learn more online, on the job, than you could ever learn in a college. So be very careful. If you have kids, grandkids, show them this video. I don't want to see another person $100,000 in debt for no reason, because I'm never going to be able to use that doctorate, well, or the educational certificate, because one, I'm not in education anymore, and two, college is out of business. So as long as my master's degree, the university I got my master's degree from, doesn't go out of business, I guess I'll be okay. But it just got me to thinking, and more colleges are going to close. COVID has put the final nail in the coffin of a lot of colleges, because college enrollment is down anyway, because with all the preponderance of education and learning things on the job, as well as a push to go back to trades, college is dying unless it's an absolute necessity, i.e., the careers I've already mentioned. So learn what you can free before signing yourself up for a lot of debt. Do I think college was worth it for me overall? No. I could have done without that 5 years I worked as a curriculum developer, because nothing I do now has anything to do with it. And I hope Judson College can pull through. I sent them some money. I sent them $50. I know it's not a lot, but hopefully we can save them. But I'm also wondering, the libertarian part of me is like, their enrollment's been dropping for years. They haven't moved with the times. So some of this is their own fault. And I'm just wondering, if we do pull them through, are they still going to be here in 10 years? Are they going to continue the same habits that got them here? So I'm divided on that. But I do wish them well. I hope they do stick around, mainly for selfish reasons, because I don't want my degree to be from a closed college. But anyway, I just thought I would share that with you. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it was a personable video, but I will be back very soon with more Daybell novels, more true crime videos, and until then, Keto Comic.